and a lot of frustration, but overall just a lot of excitement for where I started to where I am now. Really, really pretty awesome what Full Sail can do. You take a student that has no coding experience at all and flips them into somebody that can make applications. Pretty awesome. So before I kind of dive into my presentation, I just wanted to give you a little bit of feedback about kind of who I am, kind of what the inspiration behind this application, and kind of where we'll go from there. So, well, the reality is that over the last few months, especially, but in the last 10 years that I was out in the workforce, I realized one thing, and that is communication can always be better. Communication has so much room for improvement. And it doesn't matter whether we're talking between you and your spouse, you and your kids, you and your work, you and your friends, you and your instructor, you and businesses, or vice versa, businesses to its users. And that kind of drove the inspiration for me. Over the years, I've definitely played in a lot of different sports. Once I graduated high school, I still had that competitive drive, so I ended up jumping into different leagues. Whether it was a softball league, I played in multiple different softball leagues, or kickball, and yes, that is a thing. And yes, people do take it very seriously and travel all over the U.S. I was not one of those persons, but I did play kickball. And then currently, I like to play a lot of volleyball. And the one thing that I realized in all these different leagues and organizations is that communication can be better. Each one of those leagues never really did a good job of being able to get the information of like the schedule, or if there's a rain out, or playoff information, or rules and regulations. Not one of them really did a decent job of getting that information to the user. Some of them, I would only find out my schedule if my captain told me what my schedule is. It wasn't like it was easily accessible. And that kind of struck a nerve for me, because the reality is it should be easy. With a world full of mobile apps, why isn't there an easy way for businesses like sporting leagues to be able to put their information out there so as a user I can easily find out what my schedule is or whatnot? So that's the problem. Today's fast-paced world, businesses have to jump through a lot of hoops to be able to get that information out to users. And there's a lot of different studies out there, and I threw in a quick snippet of just of proof of just saying that better communication results in a higher return on investment. And the reality is as a user, if I feel that I'm getting the communication or getting the information that I want from these businesses, I'm going to be a happier person. If I could have it all in a mobile app, that'd be great. Something easy, something quick. But currently, a lot of these different businesses have to go through a bunch of different ways to be able to get that information to users, whether it's Facebook or Twitter or Google Plus or Instagram, emails, or their own website. And that is what we're here to solve. So our vision is to provide the tools to ensure your brilliance reaches the masses. And so there's a bunch of different features, but the best part about this application is it's going to be easily tailorable to any different business organization, whether we're talking about a church, a high school, a sport league, any of these large place or large organizations that just want to get information out to their users. This would be an application for them. And it can have different features like a news and events walls, a schedule, which is what I'm going to talk to you guys about. Sorry about that. A news and events wall, a schedule, account registration and logins, customizable notifications. So if you wanted to send out a notification that, hey, tonight's games are rained out, social media integration, content creation for authorized users, the ability for users to be able to share news and events with their friends. And the best part is the whole idea is for it to be easily updatable. What we're going to do with Visible is we're just going to pull from their website. So when they update their schedule or when they update their About Us section or their rules, it's going to update in our application, and that's the idea behind it. So the Visible solution is going to be as easy as 1, 2, 3. 1. As a business, you'll choose the content. We'll meet with you. You tell us what you want to broadcast to your information. 2, you choose the colors and the features, and we're going to go ahead and take your color scheme and we're going to be able to create this application but in your version. And 3, we'll deliver you this application and then prepare for release. So let's kind of dive in here and just show you some different parts of the application. And these 4 screens here are going to be 4 different videos just to kind of show you a login screen. Now, not all businesses are going to want a login screen, but let's say they do. Let's say a business wants to be able to keep track of who's logging in or who's using their application. Or let's say that for the user themselves, like if they want to be able to customize the application, they're going to need to have an account. So the first one of probably the most important things, there are competitor applications out there, but not all of them allow for users to be able to create accounts on the app itself, which is kind of annoying. I don't want to have to go to a website and create my account or to do all these different things. I just want to be able to do it right within the app. Our app, you'll be able to do that. Once you're logged in, the best part about this whole thing is you'll never see this login screen again unless you log out. As a user, I just want to get right to the information. And then also, along with that, there's also Facebook logins. If a user prefers to log in through Facebook, they can go ahead and do it that way, which will make it easier for them on the back end if they wanted to share information through Facebook. And then also, if they forget their password, there's a link there, and they can enter in their email, and they'll get an email address and be able to change their password. All right. So let's go to now that they're logged in, we'll show you what the news screen is. And basically, behind the news screen, it's just a place for businesses to be able to put different news or stories or things that they want their users to be able to see. Users be able to look at it, read it, and then they're going to be able to send that or share it with their friends if they want. The next screen is the schedule screen. And for me, that's probably the biggest one. Is I just want to be able to get to and see what my schedule looks like, who I'm playing, and important information, what time and what court. There it is. Boom. Easy. And the same for the events, right? Not all businesses are going to maybe want news and events, but here's the ability for businesses to be able to have an event screen. And, if they have different tournaments or things coming up or items that they'd like their users to know, then they can use the event screen. Also, some businesses may or may not like it, but a document screen. Let's just say that as a business, I wanted to be able to put a waiver out there for me to sign, or if I wanted to put the schedules out there, then this is just an easy way for businesses to be able to get that information to the user without having to make the user go to their website for anything. There's also an About Us screen, and that's just an easy way for businesses to be able to communicate to their users who they are. And again, all this information will be updated at any point when they update their own. It's all pulling from their back ends. And then there's a contact screen, and this is, again, as a user, I'd be pretty excited to have something like this because if there is a rain delay or a rain out, I'd want to be able to quickly and easily open up an app and then find that information. Also, it gives links to their websites, which that website isn't very mobile friendly, which is exactly why this app would be great for them. Again, if I needed to call and find out a rain outline, there it is. If I want to figure out what other court is or where they're located at, then they can have their address, and the app will go ahead and open up Google Maps for them. And then the last item there is if I needed to send an email to the league about something, it's quick and easy. I don't have to search for an email address. I can just click on that, and it opens up my default email. And then the final thing about this application is just the ability for users to be able to log out. Whether they're logged in through Facebook or logged in through their own account, they can click on log out, and then boom, they're logged out. So at the end of the day, the idea here is just to be able to create an easy and simple application for businesses to speak to users. I'm really excited that you guys were here for it, and I thank you for the time. Have a great night.